There is much talk in the Stoic community on the internet about how we should act, and what habits we should have to become better, and lead a virtuous life, but there is hardly any discussion about the habits we already have, that are completely negative for our lives. Epictetus knew that the key to living rightly is to persist and resist. To persist means never to stop striving and to act rightly even when we don't feel like it. It means developing new ways of acting that make us better. Creating good habits is not easy, so we need to be persistent. The other key is to resist. Resisting means avoiding temptations and bad habits that destroy us. Welcome to the channel. I am just a random Stoic. In this video, I will talk about 6 habits that we all have in our daily lives that we should avoid if we want to live fully and happily. But before we begin, I would be immensely grateful if you like this video, as it helps me spread this philosophy to more people. And if you don't want to miss any videos, please subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get started. First, stop wasting your time. We complain that our days are few, but we act as if they were endless. Seneca reflected a lot on the duration of life and came to the conclusion that many of us don't really live, we simply exist. We waste our time doing things that bring us nothing and postpone what we have to do when we are lazy. We act as if we will live forever and fail to realize that time is the most valuable thing we have. Nothing guarantees that you will be alive tomorrow or in a condition to do what you desire. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you could stop living right now. Let this determine what you do, say, and think. Let this reflection on time prevent you from wasting it and value it as it deserves. The first step to living a good life is to start taking the time we have seriously. Second, stop emotionally clinging to things. The Stoics believe that we need to learn to let go, not only at the physical level but also at the emotional level. If you made a mistake in your life, don't torture yourself with it, learn from it to avoid repeating it again. Guilt and regret don't help. It doesn't mean that feeling these emotions is wrong. These emotions help us understand that we acted wrongly. However, once we realize that we acted wrongly and learn from the situation to avoid making the same mistake, we should not allow these emotions to continue tormenting us. We all make mistakes, so don't excessively suffer because of it, and always seek ways to grow from the error. Third, stop procrastinating. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations the following: you could leave life right now, let that determine what you do, say, and think. In the words of Seneca, all fools have in common that they are always getting ready to begin. We prefer to say, I'll do it tomorrow, instead of saying, I'll never do it. However, many times when we procrastinate something, we never end up doing it. If you have something to do, do it now. What's the point of postponing something that you have to do, even if it makes you feel lazy? It's always better to do what you should do right away, now, for several reasons. First, as I mentioned before, our time is limited. The second reason is that rest is more enjoyable when you have already fulfilled your obligations. When you procrastinate something out of laziness, you feel guilty and know that you should be doing something instead of resting. You don't fully enjoy the rest because deep down you know you don't deserve it. The worst part is that sooner or later, you'll have to fulfill that obligation, so you gained absolutely nothing by postponing it. Few sensations surpass the satisfaction of a job well done. And doing it well implies doing it at the right time, not later. Fourth, stop being a slave. Seneca wrote the following: show me someone who isn't a slave. One is a slave to lust, another to greed, another to ambition. All are slaves to hope or fear. I could show you a man who is a slave to his friend, another to his servant, another to his mistress. No servitude is more disgraceful than one that is self-imposed. Seneca was right when he said that we are all slaves to something. Often without even being aware of it, we forget that to be truly free, we must have our mind fully under our control, and thus be able to resist the temptations that arise in our life. The best tool to achieve freedom and master our mind is discipline. It may be more challenging for some than for others, but we must all remember daily who is in charge, us or our impulses. In the words of Epictetus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Fifth, stop settling for mediocrity. Strive for excellence whenever you do something in your life. Ask yourself, did I give my best? If you look back on your life, you'll realize that in many situations, you didn't give your best. The question is, why are you doing something that doesn't deserve your best effort? And if it does, why didn't you give it your all? Ask yourself this question in everything you do, and always try to give your best. We cannot control whether we will succeed in our actions, whether we will win or lose, or whether we will be recognized for what we do, but it is within our control to try our best. By giving our best in what we do, everything else that is beyond our control should not matter to us. Why settle for mediocrity when you have the capacity to do something extraordinary? Sixth, don't let anxiety dominate you. In his book, Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote the following: "Today I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it, because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." External events don't cause anxiety. You are the only one responsible because this feeling arises within you due to your thoughts regarding future problems. Anxiety doesn't help or improve you. It doesn't even help solve the problem. It's just a thought that tortures you, thinking about what may or may not happen in the future. Realize that no matter what happens in the future, no matter how much uncertainty exists in your life, you have already overcome worse situations before. Understand that you have the tools to deal with anything negative that may arise in the future. Distinguish between things you cannot control and things that are under your control. Consider the worst that can happen in many cases, and you will see that the situation is less severe than you thought. Remember, anxiety is a product of your thoughts and perceptions. By recognizing this and focusing on what you can control in the present moment, you can free yourself from the grip of anxiety and lead a more tranquil and content life. Do you have any habit in your life that you wish to eliminate? Please, write it down in the comments below. I hope this video helps you get rid of habits that we all have in our daily life and that don't serve us well. Removing those habits and incorporating new ones into your life, like the ones I explain on this channel, is the path to living a peaceful, happy, and purposeful life. Thank you for watching until here. Until the next video.